sis, you okay?
Welcome. This is episode 2 of Hey Sis, you okay? Wow, we got a lot of great feedback on our new version of our podcast. I'm really excited about it.
Thank you all for checking it out on YouTube and Spotify or wherever you catch your podcasts at.
Yep.
So thanks for the encouragement and the likes and the subscribes and all the comments. We're feeling really proud about our first episode.
Yeah, exactly. And I just wanted to share a little bit about why I chose the name. I'm going to take credit for the name. Hey Sis, you okay? I think it is so important as Black women that we check in with each other. Yeah. And, you know, we can say, hey, how you doing? But sis, are you okay? Yeah. You know, and if we get the response, I'm just okay, then we want to know, okay, how do we get you to being, I'm good? Oh, okay. So that's the goal. I want to hear, I'm okay and I'm good. Okay. So really excited to have Tahirah here. Tahirah is what's your role, Tahirah?
So I started out actually as a youth program coordinator, but I realized that I do engagement pretty well, and so we kind of shifted my skill set here. With violence prevention and engagement coordinator or engagement specialist.
So when I first met Tahirah, I saw just a bowl of energy and personality and creativity, and I was like, yes, because I really feel like for us to be impactful, we need big personalities. We need people who are creative. We need people that maybe this work is new to them, but they have a passion for what we do. So. Absolutely. We have an icebreaker question. Ooh. What's the one thing the youth you work with have taught you recently?
You know what? I don't know if I can say I started a new program, but it's called Evolve for Girls.
Yes, talk about it.
Yeah, so
be proud of your work.
Yeah. We were going to get to that later, but jump in. Jump into it.
Yeah, you know, I did. This summer I filled it, I guess, a gap. There was a need in our young people, and so I started a specific girls group, and it was called Evolve for Girls. And I really wanted to grab on to the girls that were being suspended, but they weren't necessarily our bad kids. Sometimes I feel like they get labeled. And so anyways, in this group, there was one very specific girl who was so emotionally aware. And she was very intuitive, and it really kind of showed me. She was also in therapy and doing our, life coaching Evolve for Girls. And so she was evolving like right and before my eyes, session to session. And it showed me like you can never really start too early. Changes can start from, early teens. That's who I've been working with. Yeah. So that's one thing I've learned is these kids are very, very smart, and they have a bright future ahead of them. And so I guess what I always believed and kind of knew was kind of sitting in front of me, that these kids, they can get the vocabulary and they can change and they can evolve. And that's my answer. So
sometimes they just need that opportunity and a good person to look up to help bring that change to them.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I try to be, a distant role model. I know that I'm not, with them every day of the week. But when I am with them, I try to really, really have as much impact as I can possibly have. So, yeah.
Good.
Nice. Well, thank you. Well, Tahirah, we're going to take it a little back. So tell us what inspired you to work at Our Sister's House and what inspired you to work with youth?
I had a family member that works at Our Sister's House, and actually for years she would always call. We would have conversations. She would talk about work, and I came from the beauty industry, so my work is a little bit more. It's more playful. It's more fun in a different way. But here at Our Sister's House, she was making, again, the word impact. It seemed like she was doing work that actually really mattered and was changing lives. And I've always worked with youth. And so, again, I actually lived out of the state. I moved here, and it was an opportunity that opened up as soon as I moved here. So it was so perfect. And it was the youth program coordinator. And so I had always had a passion for youth, working with young people, and I knew as I was getting a little older, I had things that I could give back to the young people. And so it was actually just really perfect. And so I'm sure, Kelly and Kai can attest to the passion that I kind of came in with and was like, look, we've got work we can do. And so I hope I answer that. Yeah.
And I just wanted to add, I know we do a lot and we have a lot of people moving in a lot of different roles, but the other thing I want to make sure everyone knows is that you're involved in our sexual assault advocacy and our healing work around. And this year, we got it approved where we're going to work with girls, not just adult women.
Perfect. Yes.
So because I know how passionate you are about working with girls, I really feel that having that sexual assault prevention, intervention piece is going to be so important.
It is.
And you participated in some training as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We did over in Seattle a week-long sexual assault training. I, going in, had no idea how important that training was going to be. It was so good. And so I'm so excited now we've got it approved, because a lot of the work that I think, I'm so grateful to the team, they have prioritized violence prevention. So when we're working with the youth, it's not just, we work with the adults and we, talk about domestic violence, and a lot of times our clients have already been in the situation. So what we try to do with the young people is avoid the situation at all costs, because a lot of times it might be just right next door or in their own home. So how do we have the conversation about avoiding or prevention, and really healing some of the things that trauma or abuse have caused, even if you're just kind of in the environment, right? So it was a great training. Where I'm really excited. I'm kind of tight-lipped because we've got some things we're working on, but we've got some. You guys stay tuned because we've got some really cool focus groups we're going to be having as far as sexual assault goes. Prevention, healing, recovery, and just moving forward, and also self-advocacy. I think that's going to be really important in the future. Is to just do the work for self.
Right.
Exciting. So Tahirah is just so much fun.
Yes, and Tahirah did hit 1 year at OSH in June.
Yes.
Woohoo! In June, yes. It was my birthday month, and I hit a year here, and I felt like I can kind of sit back and be like, I think I did. I'm pretty hard on myself, you guys. So I'm like, I think I did have a good year, a good accomplishing year.
Well, Tahirah, you came in, you created a program.
Yeah,
we approached the Pierce County Juvenile Court. You had an idea. They loved it. And they considered Evolve for Girls a success. So you have a lot to be proud of in that 1 year.
Yeah, it was a big deal. Yeah, I'm really grateful. Yeah. But I'm grateful to you guys because they are so supportive. You guys are. You may can or can't tell I'm so dramatic, and I'm always like, Kai, I have this idea, or Miss Kelly, I have this idea. Can I have a meeting with you guys? But they're so supportive of my ideas. I've never felt like I couldn't bring anything to the table. So it's just a great place to start. I'm very happy to be here. So, yeah.
Great.
We love having you.
Yes, thank you.
A lifetime to go, right?
A lifetime to go. Yeah.
Well, it's a very integral part of the team.
Yeah, but for me, I'm just starting out in the program or the youth advocacy or so. Sorry. You know what I mean. So we're starting to reach. I feel like it's new beginnings for me. I think we're starting to reach Tacoma youth in a major way, and so you guys definitely stay tuned because we have a lot of work to do. So we're just getting started.
So when things start happening, we want you to come back onto the podcast. We want to hear about what's planned, what where it's going to be, what we can expect. So.
Yes. And you guys definitely follow our social media. It's our_sisters_house. If you're watching this from YouTube or anywhere else, you guys, we do a lot of our event updatings there. So
but also the youth.
Can I share that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we have it. You guys, I definitely started. I'm like thinking of all the things. I'm like, I've done so much. I started a youth page, so it's at Healing Jen And it's a play on the word healing generation. And so that is the youth page, but I definitely want you guys to follow both. But I don't know, our sister's house is like the serious page. My page is really fun. It's for the youth. So we're talking about trauma. We talk about being in survivor mode. We talk about different mindsets. So what a growth mindset is versus a fixed mindset, abundance mindset. So we have a lot of different conversations on there. So you guys definitely follow the youth page as well. But we have a little bit more. It's more of a party page.
Yes.
So I'm like,
it's a fun page to
it is
follow.
a fun page. It is. I'm like, there's a more serious page and then the fun page. So that, so you can.
Have you thought about a TikTok? You know, I love TikTok. I can't help it, but I just feel like with your personality and creativity, why can't we do something on TikTok?
You know why? I actually don't have a personal TikTok. And then Miss Kelly, I feel like she knows this. I tell her. She's like, where are the videos? And sometimes I remove them because I'm tired of seeing my face or my voice, hearing my voice. So some posts I take down, because I have to get used to like, showing my face.
Don't
and
take them down.
I know.
Please don't take them down. Because I go back and because in the middle of somebody asked me, like a video or a clip or something, and I'm looking for them and Tahirah done took the thing down.
I do.
But it's fun to watch.
It is
fun. I love them.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And you know what? Sometimes I archive some of the stuff, so I might repost and you guys can go take a look. Oh my gosh, follow the main page. Just kidding. But yeah, so yeah.
Well, Tahirah, can you go a little bit more in depth about the challenges that you are seeing our youth are facing?
Yeah. Youth are facing, I think, when we come in, there is actually, if I be a little transparent here, there's an education piece. I think when we're teaching, some of the conversations we have is conversations about boundaries or self-love or self-esteem. And then there's sometimes when we're like having spelling bees under these categories because there's like an education piece that I think kids are having sometimes a hard time fully digesting the concepts. So there's that, and I think kids are also fighting more than necessary. There's just been that, again, I'm just now starting out, you guys, but there's just been a rise in like fights and suspensions and juvenile detentions and just troublemaking. One thing I do try to especially tell the girls, girls, we're gonna talk, right? And if you're that cool, you kind of want to be on the front of the tabloids, right? So just not taking things so personal or like blowing little things out of perspective. So I think it's kind of a combination, is like kind of them cracking down, getting a little serious, focusing on like, serious topics, but also their engagement with each other. And I think that's why we've got this amazing curriculum talking about boundaries, talking about what self-worth is and self-esteem, what healthy relationships versus an unhealthy relationship looks like, what are the signs. So those are different things that I guess we're talking about, but it's right in our faces that it's necessary to talk about. So that's that would be my answer for that.
Can you share, we hear a lot about, why is it important for Black people to have their own programs? What's so specific, what's so needed about culturally specific programs? What do you think, in your opinion, is why it's important to center Black youth and girls in particular in this work?
I think that's such a good question. And if I think about it, I would think that our community thrives in community. So when we're getting together, whether we're laughing, whether we're honestly crying, whether we're, suffering through like hard seasons in life, I personally, not to, share too much of my background, but I, grew up with a single mother. My father, who was in the military, was out of the state, and they divorced when I was at a young age. And so I guess my best memories growing up was being in community, whether it was, our church family or our actual family. We had good times with other people. And the support that my mom got from the community was, I don't know if we would have made it or if I would have turned it out, if I'd be sitting here before you guys without community. So I just think it's important to like making sure that we are supporting these kids, whether it's, you know, telling them the truth and we've got to fuss at them, or, you know, or supporting them. You know, I just recently, I didn't even know it was a big deal. This is, you know, off record, but I had bought a backpack for a little girl that's obsessed with me. So, but her mom was like thanking me, and it was just such a big deal to buy a backpack for a mom. And so those little things, it's just community, right? And thinking of each other. I think that's just kind of at the core of who we are.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's important.
That's a beautiful answer.
It is.
Yep.
So with the community and with the program you're doing in the community and your Evolve for Girls program, so how have you seen the youth change from before the program to after the program? You spoke on it a little bit in the beginning about seeing emotion regulatory being in place, getting homework done, but how else have you seen youth really been impacted by programs?
I think changing their vocabulary, like making sure that they're kind of aware of these topics of healthy boundaries and what that looks like. We have a saying on the fun Instagram, at Healing Jen.
That's right.
And
Promote the page.
Right? We say healthy boundaries plus healthy self-esteem equals healthy relationships. And so just stressing certain things that they can kind of memorize. I think kids are maybe changing their conversations. They're going back home and they're saying, okay, this is what this should look like, you know, getting the feedback, you know, talking to the kids about how they're managing boundaries at home.
Right.
And I think too, even just this past weekend, we work with Court Connected Youth. We started out with especially this one specific youth. He was just very the whole time. But by the end of our sessions, when everybody was saying goodbye, he was the main one. He was like the only kid that made a speech. He was wishing everybody the best life when we left. He was just, was just night and day, and that was a 2-day program.
Yeah.
So kids are just, they open up, I think, more, and they feel safer to have conversations because we get real with them. These are real conversations that we have to have with the youth. And of course, we try to make it fun and make sure everybody's comfortable and having a good time. But I think kids are getting more comfortable in their own skin, and it's easier for them to talk about things that may initially make them uncomfortable. So that's why I think is important, and what's been the evolution of our programs for the kids. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Guys.
So what's your vision for the future for OSH and the programs that you're part of?
You know what? My big vision, I've talked about this time and time again, and it's not that it's the most important, because their vision is the most important. But I think making sure that our programs are staying in schools.
Yes.
That they're not exiting, that they're not, you know, leaving schools because of just different politics and different things. But that we're staying and supporting the kids. Also, we have events. And so I think another thing too that I want to see for our sister's house is that our advocacy and what we do here spreads, and that kids in the community are familiar with what we do, why we do it, and they're coming out to our events that happen quarterly, that happen monthly, and that we are a huge support to the community, and we kind of have a household name, so to speak, for Tacoma youth at least, Pierce County youth at least. And so I think that's the bigger picture here, is that we kind of just want to spread our advocacy, spread our purpose around town, really. So, yeah.
Well, I love that to hear, and I love the importance of keeping us in the schools, keeping us with the youth during these moments at school. And you do a wonderful job of not only if we have placement at certain schools, but going out to other schools in the community and just making a presence known and being with those youth as well.
That's true.
So you do a very good job of just being a face for OSH, I would say. And you love community outreach. So
I do.
you do a very, I love anyone that can do community outreach.
So see me at your local neighborhood community.
Tahirah is everywhere.
I do try to spread my wings. So, and then I like to talk, you guys. I like to connect with people. I like to listen to stories and see where people are coming from and what's going on. And see how we can help. So yeah, I'm definitely one of those that invite me, I'll be there. So
Well, Tahirah, our last question for
Okay.
you is, if you could give your younger self any advice, what would you tell your younger self?
that's a good question. I would probably tell my younger self to actually, believe it or not, just to keep going. I used to think that things were cliche, but I think we should not say that anymore. I think things are important. These common sayings, I think, have so much depth and wisdom, and it will simply be to keep going. I think I was always a dreamer as a little girl, and any doubt that kind of came my way, I would have just told myself to like shoo it away, like just keep going. Like I had a vision, I had a dream, I had a kind of idea where I wanted to be, and so I would tell my little self to fight for that. Sometimes in community, people they mean well, but they don't realize sometimes that they're shunning a dream in a kid, or placing fear, or not saying things possible for the kid that's actually very possible. So I would definitely tell myself just to keep going, and it's all very, very possible. So yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Tahirah. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for
guys.
being a part of our OSH family, because that's what we are here. We are a
Yes.
family.
And I do want to say, I want to thank you guys too. I think I kind of tell Kai as much as I can, but these people, our sister's house, really opened the door for me. I came from the beauty industry. I was there for 10 years. And so being able to do this work full time is just, and they've been patient with me, and like, Tahirah, it's okay. It's just learning curves, the whole thing. When I was like, I ruined it, and I have great bosses, and I can always, it's really kind of a, without being said, it's an open door policy here. Like I could always come and talk to anybody and everybody.
That's right.
So you guys, they are really from the inside. Things are good. I know you probably see, I don't know, community organizations that are kind of saying one thing and maybe another is not really happening. Here, we have a great team. We really, really do. And so I'm really happy to be a part of it, in the grand scheme, for sure.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you, Tahirah, for saying that.
Thank you. I
Absolutely,
appreciate that.
absolutely. Yeah.
Before we close, I have a couple of announcements. Okay, our Winter Wonderland tickets are live on the website.
right.
Woo, woo. Early bird special, go get them now.
Yes.
Also, we'll be doing a couple of fish fries. We'll do one in September 12th. October 3rd, October 17th, and a special Halloween dinner, October 31st. Fish fries. We'll have some fish for you all, some dinner plates starting at $50, I believe. Included will be some fish, some mac and cheese, some green beans, a nice dessert, and a water bottle. So more information will be coming on our fish fries and how you can sign up and pre-order your plates and where you can get those. So please stay connected to the newsletter if you're not, because all of our information is really in the newsletter. Right. And all the work Tahirah is doing is in the newsletter as well. So if you want to stay connected to Tahirah, like she said, follow our Instagram page at HealingJen. Please do subscribe to our newsletter.
Yes.
Well,
and our sister's house, our_sisters_house. We have a great page there too.
Yes.
Our main page, yes.
Well, thank you so much, Tahirah, for
Yes.
being here and joining us. Thank you for your commitment to the community, and just a great leader that you are to our young girls out there. So thank you for being here. Thanks,
so
Kelly, for joining me and being an excellent co-host.
Oh, well, thank you, Kai. I enjoy it.
All right, catch
Okay.
you next time.
Hey sis, you okay?